What were the biggest takeaways between the Eagles and the Cardinals? Who is the player of the game? How would we grade Jalen Hurts? Your Eagles are 5-0, and this is Eagles Post Game Live. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Eagles Post Game Live. The Eagles get the W. The Eagles get the W here on a missed field goal, missed late field goal. Eagles got so lucky. We're breaking it all down. Joining me, my man James.
What's going on?
What's up, James?
Dude, I'm at a loss for words right now. I can't believe he missed that, dude. I can't believe it. I can't describe it. Oh my God.
Woo! That Jonathan Gannon soft bullshit coverage gets. We're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about this win. Also joining us, my man Matty B. How you doing, Matty B?
What's going on, boys? Yeah, listen, we got to talk about the John Gannon bullshit coverage because he reverted right back to his last season ways, and it almost cost the Eagles. They were not prepared to deal with a mobile quarterback at all today.
Absolutely not, man. This was a tie game, 17-17. The Eagles started out strong out the gate, and really, you look at this, 9 minutes and 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Eagles had the football for 7 minutes and 55 seconds. They ran the ball 13 times. They passed it 3 times. They only got a field goal. But you look at their first downs, run for 8, run for 9, run for 7, run for 7. The Eagles were dominating on the line of scrimmage and moving the ball. And sure enough, the Cardinals get the ball back. And if it wasn't for Kyler freaking Murray, sliding well before the first down marker, spiking the football and making the Cardinals punt or kick a field goal, we could be having a completely different narrative right now. But wow, what a finish here. I'll throw it to you, Matty B, first, man. What was your reaction to everything you saw here, especially how this game finished?
Well, obviously, when you get an opportunity to put the kibosh on the Cardinals at the end of the game, and they allow the Kyler Murray show. I mean, he's a run man. He was a one-man wrecking crew, especially when the fact that the Cardinals went down to one healthy running back by the second half. It was all Kyler Murray, but they had no answers at all. And he just led that team right up the field. And then, come on, man. You got come on. I feel bad for the Kingsbury because that's just what do you do there? That's football 101. Get to the yard marker. You got to get to the sticks, man. You got to understand what down and distance you have. You have no timeouts. You got third down. You got to get a first down, baby. Come on. The Eagles dodged a bullet here in a big way. But John Gannon, his soft coverage defense, and once again, the Eagles' inability to score second half points, gentlemen. 39 second half points on the season, only 6 more today. They're averaging about 7.5 points in the second half. We can't live like this any much longer, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah. You look at, I look at the second half, especially after the first quarter. Kyler Murray really settled in. But talking about second half, Kyler Murray on third down, the Cardinals were 6 of 7 on third down. Kyler Murray coming into this game was god-awful on third and longs. 3rd and 17, you had a pass for 17 yards on the screen. There was 3rd and 8, you had a pass for 11 yards. Other than a Hassan Reddick sack on 3rd and long, they completely decimated this Eagles defense. I'll throw it to you, James. What was your quick thoughts on Jonathan Gannon's defense and all that overall?
I was worried about the thing I like. I think the one thing that really concerned me about with what Jonathan Gannon did was like the bend don't break kind of defense was back in full effect again, and it was just I mean, Kyler Murray looked like he was an all-pro out there, and I think that's the one thing you got to do you got to do a better job with that, especially in later games. Like you can't let Kyler Murray come back and beat you because he did that a couple times before with a couple other teams that he came back against. And I could have swore to you, I thought we'd probably be going into overtime because like we couldn't stop him.
Yep. Quentin Moore says, "Lucky bastards." Kamar says, "I'll take it on the road." Absolutely. When's the last time they won in Arizona? It's been forever, literally.
2001.
0-8. They are 0-8.
Wow.
Joe says, "Oh my fucking god." Joe says, "Defense was horrible today." Dallas next Sunday night. That is going to be absolutely great. I was getting Jake the Snake vibes on that final drive. Absolutely. Like all the momentum was on the Cardinals side. No question about that. Kamar said, "I swear Kyler shrank and teleported one time on third down." Okay. Hard to judge the offense in this game with so many injuries. I can't blame, especially on that last drive. I can't blame Jalen Hurts on that last drive. Devontae Smith, if he catches that ball on the 20-yard line, first down, this is also a completely different conversation we're having right now. We've got my man Pat in the house. What is going on, Pat?
Yo, if I could quote a movie, it's perfectly lined for Kyler Murray. Hey, moron! You just cost us the game. It's my man, the water boy. My man, how do you just you were the perfect mirror match today for Jalen Hurts. You did everything he would have done. You were explosive out of the backfield. You carried this team on your own. Literally, I mean, I've seen plays. He was just running up the gut on this Eagles defense, and then you don't even know where you're at. You don't even check. You're at third. You had a 3rd and 1. All you gotta do is just you run up tempo the whole entire game. Why would you spike it? Even the head coach said on his face before the kick, he knew that they were done after that. That was a golden opportunity gone, and the Cardinals could have finally have finished off their home woes. And no, here it is, 0-8 at home, and my God, a lot of questions. I would love to be a fly on the wall for that sports talk radio, tomorrow morning, because I'm pretty sure people are going to be calling for Murray tomorrow.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that with Kyler Murray, it's just like it's just probably the problem that he had all season long, that he didn't like he's never stayed focused with his play calling, and that's probably was the concern about it too, because when he was. Sorry.
No. To me, it's just like, I mean, the Eagles were giving you this game. I mean, how many small screen passes could they have gone with, and that were not even was not working for this Eagles team at all? Their Arizona defense had this team shut down majority of this game. I mean, like Matt said, second half they couldn't hit a TD. I mean, we had field goals. This was a Arizona win that just got washed away.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. We got some comments real quick here. Joe says they never won in that stadium, and Kyler Murray messed up big time. That cooker was shook. To be fair, Nick Sirianni, right? I'm pretty sure he got iced on that one. Kamar says never spike the ball unless it's your last play. Again, Jonathan Gannon's defense playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. And when you're only up a field goal, what are you doing, man? Like we have said this again and again and again, and you saw it coming a mile away. You saw it coming, and sure enough, the Eagles lucked out here with a missed field goal here at the end of the fourth quarter. Let's talk about the offense because we kind of touched on that. Jalen Hurts finished with 239 yards passing. He had an 89.9 quarterback rating. He also ran it for 61 yards. I feel like a big chunk of that was in the first half. The Eagles didn't really move the ball until 9:43 remaining in the fourth quarter, where they had an amazing drive. But all of that was on the ground. I'll throw it to you, Pat. Lead us off, man. What was your take on Jalen Hurts in the offense?
Well, like you just alluded to, he was great in that first half. I mean, he literally carried the team on his shoulders. He was like a battering ram, in that beginning. He really pushed the team, moved the chains. He got themselves in the TD, 2 TDs. He was really solid, man. And I'm good. He got to, which I predicted earlier this morning on my show, he got to use Dallas Goedert more. He got him more involved. Again, If you have Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown shut down and Devontae Smith, you have another option, and there he is. Dallas Goedert was all in the middle all day. He was across the middle all day. He was wide open for you, one-on-one, beating the one-on-one coverages. He was fine for you, and I'm glad to see him get involved.
Yep. What about you, Manny B? Any thoughts on Jalen Hurts and the overall offense? Because for me, I thought the play calling was not up to par.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. This was definitely not a good game for the offense or the offensive line. Another shoddy game. Now, I understand there's injury issues that are starting to definitely creep into the picture here. But when your starting quarterback has as many rushes as Miles Sanders, they both had 15 rushes on the day. Granted, some of those were designed, some of those were not. But once again, we've always said this, or at least I've always said this about Jalen Hurts. It's about week-to-week progressions. He was not looking down the field. Today, to me, his head was down most of the game, and he was trying to run for his life. The offensive line was shoddy. The play calling was not consistent, nor did it take strength. Did it work to the Eagles' strengths and to the Cardinal weakness. A bad game plan across the board, except for Dicker the kicker saved the day for the Eagles. A bad game plan across the board.
Definitely getting that jersey.
Yeah, actually, like coming into this game, the Eagles were among the leaders in yards per play. The Cardinals coming in were among the worst. The Cardinals actually had more yards per play in this game than the Eagles, which is absolutely crazy. What about you, James?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. We talked about on the halftime show. I mean, Jalen Hurts had a very good first half. I think it was but overall, I think the offensive line was a concern when they got two of the injuries that were probably like big. Just with Jack Driscoll taking place of Landon Dickerson, and then Kelsey going out. But overall, I think Hurts had a very good afternoon. I think he had a solid afternoon, but overall, but it was a back and forth affair. So I think not too worried about it, concerned and wise, but I wish I would have seen more, but it's all good. We're 5-0, so it's all that matters.
Yeah, we can't really be complaining that much. I think this is the third time in franchise history the Eagles are sitting here at 5-0. But we're gonna break it down. We're gonna stay kind of real here. When I look at Jalen Hurts, look at that average, man. The average is not where it was through 4 games this season. They were doing a lot of quick passes, a lot of quick screens, hitch routes. And that all kind of stopped, especially like quarters 2, 3, and 4. Outside of that huge drive at the end of the game, there really was not a lot from this Eagles offense. What we saw, at least from my perspective, and I will look at this when I look at the tape, but I saw the Cardinals blitzing a lot. I saw Jalen Hurts under pressure a lot, and that's kind of been one of the biggest struggles for Jalen Hurts in his short career, NFL career, is how facing pressure. We kind of have, if you look at previous games outside of the Lions, Jalen Hurts has faced light boxes again and again and again here. When he's under pressure, like he was against the Lions, when he's under pressure here, like he was against Tampa Bay in the playoffs last season, that's where Jalen Hurts kind of struggles. And I'm not saying Jalen Hurts did struggle here. He did kind of escape one interception that probably should have been caught. But Jalen Hurts, it was not the best game here, although he did have 2 rushing touchdowns. How many QB sneaks did we see in this one? At least like 5 or 6. That's
it was probably like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Too many.
All right. Yeah. So the Eagles escape with a 20-16 win here over Arizona, man. 5-0 heading into Dallas Cowboys week. Sunday night football. I'll throw it to you, Manny B. Like, what's your confidence level in this team? Could they really be 6-0 heading into the bye week?
So I guess it's all going to determine with the injuries with this offensive line. Are these injuries long term? The defensive secondary obviously did not play well today, but was that more game plan than them? We need Devontae Maddox back in there, and then the Jalen Hurts regression. I think he regressed a little bit today. All those things factor for me. And then I'm telling you guys, I can't get off this second half point struggle. We got to figure out how to get more consistent points in the second half. We cannot continue to live like this and expect to win games. They are a good 5. They're 5-0. They found a way to win, and that's something that you got to do. But confidence level that they're 6-0, 50-50.
What about you, James?
Yeah, I'll take out of it is that the defense needs to stop playing the bend don't break defense because like the last time I checked, like Kyler Murray, like I said, this was a lucky win by the Eagles today. I think that's I could say to take out of it. And next week it's going to be a handful because I think Dallas is. I think they won two today against the Rams. I think, and I think
22
the
to
other
10.
thing. Oh, okay. And I think the other thing I could take out of it is that when Tony Pollard is gonna or whoever the running back is the biggest running back, you got to stop him as well because it could be a long night for the Eagles if they don't have this bend or break defense. It's going to be a thing again next week.
Yep. Joe says, in the end, all that matters is coming out with the job. Like the Phillies last night, they aren't going to be all masterpieces. All about the W. Absolutely.
Exactly right.
Kamar says, too many QB sneaks. Absolutely not. I think that's the best play in football. I'm good with the QB sneaks. Joe says, when you play bad and still win, you're doing something right. I actually thought this was going to be an Eagles victory by 2 scores. This did not play out as I thought it would at all. Speaking of like AJ Brown, like for example, AJ Brown had 3 catches for 32 yards. He had that in the first freaking offensive series. They didn't touch him after the first series. Quentin says, "Who said too many sneaks?"
I said it. I said it. You put your quarterback in too much risk by sneaking him in mud. I mean, come on, man. He's the quarterback. He
deadlifts like 600 pounds, man.
But his job is to lead the offense. We constantly putting this guy in a position to get hurt. It's going to bite us in the butt. I'm telling you.
He did take a shot there late where I was like, just get down. Just like that's too much Carson Wentz. Anthony says Jim Schwartz should be fired as defensive coordinator. I'm not going that far. Joe said, I predicted 4-17. That was really close to my score. We got half right.
Yeah, right.
What's your like confidence level heading into Dallas before we get into player of the game here?
It's not, actually, I like it because I feel like there's going to be a quarterback controversy because I think Dak's going to be on his way back, even though he's the primetime $1 million man. However, I don't know if they would be an idiot for me. They don't start this kid Cooper Rush. Say what you want. He's winning for them. He's 4-0. He's looking, playing on fire. He's got the team rallying around him. If I'm Mike McCarthy, you have to make this move and ride the hot hand. But again, you're gonna do what you gotta do. Let the $1 million man play. And look, he's got a bruised up thumb. You got to, if you're the Eagles, you got to aim for it. I mean, it's an old hockey term, but you aim for that upper body injury. You take out that hand. So, but like Matt was saying earlier, not scoring in the second half. Well, guess what? The Cowboys do that, and we got punched in the mouth today, and we found out the hard way. Even these bottom feeder teams that look like a layup, they do come back. And one thing about this Arizona team, they rallied from behind and they hung with us all day, and it just came to a stupid play on Murray's part that lost. So you can't be doing this, and especially in prime time. So it's going to be tough for me, but I still think the Eagles go 6-0.
Yep. Parsons is hurt too. Did anybody notice?
Yeah, I saw that.
That looks like he has a groin injury. Mm-hmm. So that is a huge thing to keep an eye on. Quentin says Dallas Eagles lost if we don't have our offensive line back. I mean, Jason Kelce returned. Landon Dickerson returned. So all of them were out there, especially on that last offensive series when the offensive line went ham and just pushed the entire Cardinals defensive line backwards. So that was fine. But let's get into player of the game. I'll go last. I'll throw it to you, James. Who's your player of the game? If you pick someone, you have to pick someone else.
Okay. Man, this is tough because there's not a lot of good offense or defense, but I gotta go with. Miles Sanders. I guess he had a very good game today. I mean, running the ball was the factor. AJ Brown didn't do too much, but I think Devontae Smith was good today. But like you said about the one catch he could have had, and I think that probably could have changed the game around. So I got to go with Miles.
Miles Sanders. Miles finished with 15 carries for 58 yards. There were several plays there where he had major first downs. What about you, Matty B? Who's your player of the game?
I've already said his name, Dicker the kicker. If we didn't have him today, he had ice water in his veins. First NFL game. Really could not have told me if that was his first game if I didn't know that. He was solid today. Solid kicking down there in Arizona.
Yeah. Love that choice so much. Love it, love it, love it. What about you, Pat?
Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert was my guy.
Oh, I forgot
Now,
about Dallas.
Dallas Goedert was open all day over the middle, beating the one-on-one coverages. That's my pick. And I'm not only that, because I have him fantasy, but my man racked up 90 yards today. So, a big day from him today. So, yeah, I'm going with Dallas Goedert.
Dallas Goedert had 8 catches for 95 yards.
Oh, no.
I love that choice. Quentin chimes in and says Kyler Murray, full stop, is the player of the game. I love it, man. I love it.
There you go.
Nikki is in the house. Hard fought win, righteous win. Joe agrees with Matty B. Dicker. The kicker is the player of the game. Kumar says, I would go with CJ Gardner. Dude had 10 tackles in one. He had a tackle for a loss, a pass deflection. Did he have who had the interception? That was
him. It was him.
Yeah, that was him.
CJ Gardner.
Johnson had a really good game this week, and that was a guy that we were hoping would play a little bit better here today, and he did, especially with no Avonte Maddox. I thought Hassan Reddick had a really good, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
He was all over the field, pressuring the quarterback, getting a sack. Every time it seemed like the Eagles were making pressures on Kyler Murray, he was right there. So Hassan Reddick was right there. But I'm going to go Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Devontae Smith had a really good game, but that drop there, if he makes that catch, and that was a first down, if he makes that catch, we're not sweating as much as we are here on this post-game show. So Devontae had a good game, but I'm going to go Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on my player of the game. Steven's in the house said Maddox back this week. I hope so, man. Even though Josiah Scott made some plays in this one, no question. Scott was I definitely saw him in a positive light. Anthony says Kelsey is the player of the game because he hurt his ankle bad and came back in the game and finished the game. That's a great choice. That's a really great. And we didn't really Cam Jurgens. I don't know how many snaps Jurgens played, but if you don't hear his name a lot, I guess that's a good thing as well.
I gotta give my man in.
They don't miss a beat. TJ Edwards had an awful first half, but improved the second. Too many missed tackles, man. Too many bad angles to the football. It was all there. Not the best TJ Edwards we have seen, especially over these last few weeks. Don't forget the punter supposed. He did have a couple of good punts. I will give up that. He's been terrible. I'm not a big fan of his. We did not hear Brandon Graham's name today. I'm not sure. To be honest, Steven. All right. How would you? Let's do grades. How would you grade Jalen Hurts? A to F. And how would you grade this game moving forward? I'll throw it to you, Pat.
B. I'll give him a B. And B throws the pick. Again, the ball batted down a few times. The screens wasn't too thrilled of, but him cashing in with the end zone, him really pulling through, cashing in every time they were on the goal line, every time he came to a first down, he was there. So I gotta give him credit for that. So I'll give him a B.
What about you, Matty B?
I still want to see more from we got kind of a teaser over him the last few weeks. I'm going to give him a C. I didn't see progression today. I didn't see maturation today. I saw regression from him. Overall, on the 3 sides of this game today for the Eagles, I'm going to give him a C-. Hey, can we stop having Britton Covey try to punt return, please? Or it really, really, really costs us. I've had enough of that. I've seen enough of him.
To be fair, I saw Jalen Reagor muff a punt today as well.
I did see that.
He wants in Minnesota. I just don't want this guy doing it anymore for us.
What about you?
Yeah, I gotta give him up a B-, like my dad said. So I guess I could say is about what Jalen Hurts has to do next week is that you can probably just say this was not a good day for Jalen Hurts. So it's gonna happen with a quarterback like that. He's not gonna go like for 500 yards every single game. So I think that's probably the one thing that he's still necessarily in. That he's still trying to see what he has like in the system, and I think it's good. It was not a letdown game, but it could have been better. So I got to go with a B-.
I'll go a B- is fair. I'll go like a C+, B- range. We didn't see that like big play offense that I was expecting here against the Arizona Cardinals. Like especially with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, both those guys have. I think I read it was 8 catches of 20 yards or more. how many of those did they have in this one? Not many. And that was something of the Eagles' game plan that I just was not the biggest fan of. So the play calling definitely kind of contributes to this grade 100%. So I'll go B- for Jalen Hurts. At the end of the day, the throw was there to Devontae Smith, and he dropped it. So that's on Devontae.
And there was another play during the game too, like when Quez Watkins had an opportunity to give the Eagles the lead, and it was like one play that could have been there, but I think it was just a little bit like that was like a little scary play. But overall, it could have been a lot. It could have been better.
Anthony says coaching F and players C. Steven says, I'd feel a little better if Jalen can throw a few more touchdowns when he needs to, but rolling left and making a few throws today was encouraging. This is a guy that really struggled throwing on his left. And the one play, I think, to Devontae was throwing across the field. I don't know if that was a great throw or if that was just straight up luck. I'm not sure. I need to rewatch that play because I don't know. We'll get there. That'll be coming over the next few days in terms of breaking that down. Nikki says, boo. I give the Eagles a big A for answering the call of a mobile quarterback. I will say, like, that was a thing, right? Well, coming into this game, this was a team that ran more shotgun than anyone. This is a Kyler Murray that was throwing more than ever in his entire career. I'm shocked that we didn't see more of those design runs because the Eagles had no answer for it whatsoever, especially in the second half. I don't know if they had an answer for the mobile quarterback. Like, if this game goes like one more possession, all the momentum was on the Cardinals favor, at least on my end. That's how I felt. You're like, anyway, let's keep it rolling. Coyle says, let's go Birds. No quick slants. How many times did we see the A.J. Brown, quick slant in this one? That's like the bread and butter of this Eagles offense, and we didn't see it. We did not see it. That's again on the coaching. So, yeah, I smashed that like button. Thank you for watching. I'll throw it to you, James. Any final thoughts on this game before we wrap it up?
I would say, I think the other thing I said in the beginning, I'll say it again, is that Jonathan Gannon needs to find a way to stop doing this bend don't break defense, because it's like one of these times it's going to come back and burn him when it really matters the most. And he really needs to do is put pressure on a quarterback. Next week, you got Cooper Rush coming in or Dak Prescott, whoever the quarterback is. And then, after that, you got to go into the bye week. But the one thing I could take out of this win today, the Eagles are 5-0, and that's all I got to say.
Absolutely. What about you, Matty B?
Yeah, I'm 5-0. You really can't. You can't. No one had it. I didn't. I certainly didn't call 5-0. I think I have it 2-3 at this point. So you got to be very optimistic about that. And overall, the play of this team has been very good throughout the first 4 or 5 games of the season. I'll give them that. But there are some cracks in the foundation that need to be fixed. There are some things that need to be addressed, and it needs to happen now. And you're right. John Gannon took a step backward. They all took a step backwards today, it seems to me, collectively. And maybe that's a good thing, too, so they all can collectively take it back forward. I don't know. But maybe this was a game that they were looking past and they were focused on the Cowboys. I don't know, but it was glaring that they didn't have an answer for Kyler Murray. They didn't have an answer because there's nothing on that Arizona offense that scares me. James Conner was gashing the hell out of them before he got hurt. That might have been also a saving grace for them that he went down. But there's definitely got to be something looked at for this game. And I thought we'd seen the end of these defensive game plans. I really did.
Yep. I fully agree. Quinn, his final thoughts. Look at the deuce. Just flush it down. What about you, Pat?
My final thought is Jonathan Gannon. The offense are going to be more – every offense, week in, week out, are going to challenge you. Great. It's 5-0. But guess what? Today, we've seen that field open for a lot of plays. And Kyle Murray, if he would have hit, Zach Ertz on that one play where he overthrew him, or Zach Ertz couldn't get down on the ball in time, that was a wide open shot. And then the whole momentum of the game changes, and then you're sweating bullets. So, the coaching staff have to get together, go back to the drawing board, go back to square one, if you will, and get a game plan together and get ready for prime time. And listen, it's going to get hard from here on out. But like James said, you're 5-0. You're 5-0 for a reason. So
exactly right.
And you just got to roll with that. You got to steamroll with that. You're the team to beat now, and every team's going to come with you. The NFL runs through Philadelphia. Just note that.
Yep. Hemi chimes in, says this weekend is a good weekend to be a Cardinals fan. Let's go Eagles. Philly.
There you go.
Steven says, what a great weekend to get laid, though. Let's move on.
Oh my God, that's my kind of guy I want to hang out with.
And
we
he says,
become best friends?
Eagles beat Jonathan Gannon, bring in Rex Ryan.
Oh my God.
All right.
This guy's harsh.
Joe says, kind of hard not to bitch when they're still undefeated. They have time to fix the issues 100%. I agree. Hollywood Brown and AJ Green could have had 200 yards each.
Yeah.
Joe says, I think Gannon was scared of his running ability and became tentative. 100%. We all saw it coming. We were even joking about, we do a watch party during these games. We were joking around about it. Here it comes. And sure enough, every single freaking time. That's my take too. My final thoughts in this game is that Eagles front seven in the last few weeks, the pressure, the blitz, the sack percentage, they're arguably the best in the league. And stopping the run, they're among the best in the league these last few weeks, other than the Detroit Lions game. And it did not happen in this game. It did not happen. James, like you said, Connor was running all over this team. The Eagles only had 2 quarterback hits. It was not as it was the last few weeks. And that includes like the blitzes. They weren't getting home. And I think the Cardinals had a bit of an answer for the Eagles front seven. They were running a lot of up-tempo, hurry offense, a lot more quarterback run, design runs with Kyler Murray. And when you look at Dak Prescott, if he plays next week, you got to think the Cowboys are looking at this tape and be like, okay. Because that's been an Achilles heel for us for a long time. Quarterbacks that get the ball out fast and kind of dictates the defense a little bit. That's definitely a concern. But let's wrap it up with plugs. I'll throw it to you first, Pat. Plugs, where can we find you, man? What do you got going on over there?
Again, you can check me out, Devereaux Sports, Edge of Philly Sports. You catch me. I was on this morning at 9 a.m. You catch my show. You catch the Sully Squad. They're on tomorrow at 6 p.m. You can catch, all the Devereaux Sports action. We got, we have my show. We have Sully Squad. We have the Attack and Third show. You catch them on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. this week. And we got the old school video game show that we like to rap about. So if you guys like talking old school video games, immediately right after 10:45, we'll be talking some old school video games.
I'm in for that old school video games. What about you, Matty B?
Through.
Hell yeah. Matty B, what do you got going on, man? And congratulations. Hold on. This time is yours because you earned it. No one does more Phillies content than you. This is your time.
Yes. You can find me on the Edge of Philly Sports. Weekly, I host a show called Talk Philly Sports with Matty B. I also host the world's finest premier Philadelphia Philly postgame show, the Fights Final, after every Phillies game. I've been doing it. This was our first season. We finished up the regular season, and of course, had the privilege and opportunity to be part of the greatness that was this weekend, and then going forward against the Braves starting this week. By the way, Game 1 is a 1:00 start time, folks, on Tuesday. So enjoy that one. It sucks so bad. And then it's horrible. And then also starting this week, I'll be doing Clear the Ice, the Flyers postgame show on EOP. So staying busy as we move through the best month of the sports calendar, man, in Philadelphia. Hands down, October is the best month.
It's hate week.
No question about that. What about you, James?
Yeah, you can check me out on Edge of Philly Sports, Patterson Avenue for next 9 a.m. on the Edge of Philly Sports Network, and hopefully we'll be dissecting this win again on Saturday, and also other things that are going on this week to see the Phillies probably will clinch the NLDS and go to the NLCS probably by Saturday. So I'll keep hoping and keep my fingers crossed for that. But let's go Birds, 5-0, and that's all that matters, man.
Yeah, we have officially approached Cowboys week, man. We're here. That's going to be an absolutely insane game Sunday night. I think that's in Philly, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes, that is going to be an absolute. So
that could also be Game 5 of Phillies Braves as well.
I'm legit upset that they made Braves Phillies Game 1 at 1:00. Like I work. Like, I'm not going to be able to watch that. Like I'm furious.
I got an idea.
So frustrating.
Boss, I'm sick. I'm not gonna be able to make it. It's a go-to gobbler move all the time.
There you go.
So we'll be doing a post-game show for the Sixers tomorrow night. I think they take on the Nets yet again. So tons and tons of Sixers content all week long, as well as Party on Broad. I'm not sure. I think we'll probably move it to Tuesday night because of the Sixers post-game show. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Please be sure to share the love. Smash that subscribe button, like button as well. The more you kind of help us out, the more you kind of push our content forward to other viewers and things like that. So go check out eopphilly.com. EOP, is it eopphillysports.com? Hold on. eopsports.com.
Yeah.
Got it. Edge of Philly Sports on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you get your Philly sports content. Check us out here at the Painted Lines. Thank you, everyone, for watching, especially the comments were awesome tonight. For James, for Matty B, for Pat. Go Birds, go Phillies, and guys, go Sixers.